Actually, one of my subscribers did my color, you know, in a way, without using any bleach. Hola, gente.
How are you doing? Welcome.
What is up, my warrior angels? Welcome to yet another video where we talk about my hair nightmare with my little helper here, the sweet, loving Bianca, that recently turned 3 months old and is now weighing 900 grams. Mwah. So today is going to be a highly requested video. I'm gonna show you how I touch up my roots with zero bleach and remain blonde. Basically how I go from this to this. But before we go into the details and the exact products and step by step of how I do this, I want to thank one of my subscribers, Hila, who reached out to me via DM. After a very bad hair appointment at a new salon, my hair fell off. I shared that salon nightmare story with all of you guys, and Hila, as many of you guys actually, was very supportive, and she reached out via DM to send me what she believed was the hair color I could use for my roots. I had expressed I wanted to use high lift color so that I wouldn't have to go brunette and hence dye the rest of the hair, which seemed healthy and seemed to have been saved. So she said, you know what, I think you have a point here and I can help you. She actually worked at a salon for a very long time and she learned so much that after that she kept doing her own hair color. So she sent me her exact formulation, a great starting point, although I did change it a little bit because of course my natural hair color, my roots are probably not identical to hers, but they're so similar, and I got such a great result, as you can see, without bleach, and the hair looks shiny and healthy. I mean, it's just unbelievable that I've been able to do this because my hair falling off is traumatic enough to be kind of pushed by the situation into changing my entire identity and my hair color as well, when this is not what I want. Another thing I want to say before we begin is that I'm not perfect and I am not a professional. So if you're looking for any of those things, keep looking, because that is not what I'm about to deliver to you. I'm going to deliver to you what I do at home to my hair with the best of my abilities. And the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is because I feel that I am on a mission now to bring a little bit of more awareness about the risks of having your hair bleached. Just bleach in general, I think, is underestimated. I feel that everybody should be warned. This type of incidents, they happen way too frequently all over the world. So my question would be, do we really need bleach to stay blonde? And lastly, please always remember to do an allergy test before using high lift color or any color. And now, yes, without further ado, let's begin. Okay, let's get started. It's always heartbreaking to see myself like this. Of course, on the bright side, it is growing. Before I begin, I detangle my hair really gently using my tangle teaser. Next, I part my hair, and I always start with my roots slightly oily, maybe day 2 or day 3 hair. I do this on purpose. I know it's debatable, but I found it's better for me to do it this way. It's like it protects my scalp a little bit more. I understand it is gross. We can all agree on that. Here I'm showing you a really good close-up of my root growth. As you can see, I have like virgin hair. And then there is the previous touch-up that is slightly orange. And this is going to be very important. So take a note of this. High lift color will only work on virgin hair. If your hair has been colored with anything but high lift color previously, the only answer for you to go blonde is actually bleach. So step 1 to prep and protect the hair, very important. The K18 Biomimetic Hair Science. This is the mist. It is a professional product. I just had to get it anyway in spite of not being one, because it's not available here. Plus, I'm clearly not ready to go back to a salon, still too traumatized to do so. So I just spread it evenly, focusing on the roots, which is mostly the area we're going to touch up. And then you need to leave this on and do nothing for about 4 minutes, which is plenty of time to do the mix. Not being a pro, this has been a game changer for me. It's a little shaker slash measuring cup, and you're gonna see why it comes super, super handy. So you get this like 2 little bowls combined, and that is also super practical. I'm going to show you why. And it does look small, but it's actually the perfect size. So we open this up, and I'm going to use one side for the color, which is Igora Royal High Lift. This is by the German brand Swarkopf, which is actually an international brand widely available worldwide. I use this in the shade 1211, which is a special blonde. So the 11 means it's a double ash blonde, and those ash pigments are going to help tone down any orange that creeps up as my hair starts getting lifted. I always use the entire tube, which is 60 grams or 2.1 ounces. The entire tube is enough for a root touch-up and some more. So here you see me squeezing out the entire thing, every last bit of it. Like I said before, on the yellow top cup of the shaker. And then on the bottom cup of the shaker, we're going to be measuring and adding the Blonde Me Premium Developer. Needless to say, once you open either of these products, make sure you open a window and get your pets out of the room. This was a shot that I actually filmed before. I use only 9% because I overlap with the previous root touch-up, so I don't need to do a higher volume developer. This developer has an oil formula that helps maintain hair moisture, anything that can protect my hair. Considering my situation, is more than worth it. So for high lift, you need a 2-to-1 ratio, so double the amount of developer than that of color. So I used the entire tube, which was 60 grams of high lift color, that is 2.1 ounces, and now I use 120 mils of developer. Then I close it up, and my favorite part, just shake, 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 make sure everything is evenly mixed together. Protect your clothes or use an old t-shirt. I'm actually doing both. And I'm going to start applying using a small brush that also does not need to be overloaded. Just a little bit of product will do to cover up the virgin area, of course. And something very, very important to mention is that with high lift color, I can go over, once again, my previous touch-up, which is that orange band that you see, to help me achieve the desired shade of blonde. Whereas, needless to say, with bleach, overlapping will cause tremendous damage, like it happened to me at the salon I went. So for this reason, and to achieve the right shade of blonde that I like, I try to have very, very small root growth so that it can lift easier because the area is closer to the scalp, and also it's a smaller area in case it looks slightly gold, a little bit more gold than I would want. But then the next time, it's just a small, very, very small band that I need to go over to achieve the shade of blonde I'm going for. So as you can see, I just keep repeating the same process all over. Then I put on this heat cap and leave this on my hair for an hour and 15 minutes. It's important to know that high lift color will first lift and then tone the hair. And to do this properly, it needs its full exposure time. As you can see, the mix was more than enough, and you could, I don't do this because I'm still recovering the rest of my hair, but you could just add a little bit of conditioner or a hair mask and spread the residue and the rest of the hair to even out the color, which is something that I still need to do. With the current state of my hair, you know, it's better to take baby steps. Once the full exposure time is over, I proceed to rinse and shampoo using the K18 Peptide Prep. This is with a pH maintenance shampoo, and that is because I am going to be applying the K18 hair mask afterwards. But before doing so, I use the Aqua's turban to remove any excess water, and never detangle before applying K18. Whenever you must detangle fragile hair that is even more fragile when wet, you want to do this 4 minutes after applying K18 mask. Although, if you must, only, because it's always better to avoid. And this is very important. Here is the wet result, which always looks a little bit more orange and a little bit spooky, to be honest. You have to blow dry the hair to know the true color result. But before doing that, I'm going to go in with this extra acid moisturizing hair mask. Yes, it looks very scary, something Hulk could have produced. If you have it, you can use the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate Conditioner, which being extra acid will have the same effect, but I don't have the conditioner. I only have the pre-shampoo. So at this point, I'm using the Oleo hair mask instead. That extra acidity is going to help seal the cuticle that was opened. There is no need to remove K18 before doing this, and I give it a good 10 minutes, then rinse it out. Once again, I use the Aqua's turban to remove the excess water, and then I finally go in with yet another hair mask that is the Orbe Signature Moisture Mask. This is an extra rich and thick hair mask. Can you see that? It feels like butter. Maybe not your cup of tea if you have very fine hair, but I like to spread it all over to really pamper my hair after, everything it's been through. It feels like a spa day for my hair, honestly. And then I leave it on for 20 minutes. And after those 20 minutes, of course, rinse it out just with water, cold water in my case. And now it's time to blow dry the hair so that we can see the final result clearly. I am using Olaplex Volumizing Blow Dry Mist first for some heat protection, mostly on the areas that I know are in need of more protection. Then I go in with Olaplex number 6 Bond Smoother for some frizz control. This is so hydrating as well. And I add a couple of drops of K18 Biomimetic Hair Oil. I'm loving this one lately to mix with Olaplex number 6 because it is a clear oil and it also has the K18 Molecular Repair. I mix them both very well with the palms of my hands, spread it all over, and then I use what I believe is the best hair dryer for frizzy hair, my Elhim 3900 Healthy Ionic, to blast dry my hair, alternating cold and warm air, and always having the airflow from top to bottom. That also helps me so much in not creating additional frizz. As you can see, I'm just using my fingers to be extra gentle with the hair that is wet and fragile. And I patiently continue to blast dry my hair until it is about 80% dry. But it doesn't take too long to start revealing the real dry result. As you can see, I still haven't made up my mind into what to do with the area that has been over bleached at the salon but hasn't fallen off. That still looks a little bit uneven, but like I said, I'm taking things really slowly and doing things only after experimented on little strand tests. This has not been an impulsive decision on my end to use high lift color at all. And once the hair is about 80% dry, I do take my Olivia Garden nanothermic brush, the smallest one, and start shaping things a little bit very gently. And now, yes, we can appreciate the final result. Let me give you a close-up once again. And because this is the area that fell off after my hair got burned off at a salon about 7 months ago, due to what was probably a bleach overlap or overexposure, I usually just flip it or, hide it in different ways. Can you blame me? I also pin it down. But the rest of the hair is looking healthier. Please note that where you have gray hairs, which in my case is around my face, the 1211 takes a little bit more ashy and gray. I don't mind, but I think it's good to know in case you don't like that or you have more gray hairs. So all in all, I'm very, very pleased with how this has turned out. It makes me look a lot tidier than I would with the root growth, and I don't need to touch the mid-lengths and ends until I feel it is safe to do so.
You're looking gorgeous, Mama.
Oh.
You've been through so much. Everything will be fine.
Thank you, Bianca. That is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this tutorial lived up to your expectations. Every single product I use and that I mentioned throughout this video is always linked in the description box below. If you want to help me out, please subscribe, like, comment down below, super thank me, or use any of my links. I'm gonna go now because Bianca looks ready for her 11th nap of the day, and I will catch up with you all once again on my next one.